shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Thank you, Kristen, for the very traditional little light. Great way to start this sunny day. And thank you for being our musician today during our service from Florida. How special is that? Thank you. My name is Jo Sherwood, and I'm going to be serving as your celebration assistant today on this second Sunday of October 2021. Reverend Danny Spears will be our speaker today, and his topic is Get Up and Go. Reverend Danny asks, do you ever feel as though your get up and go has got up and went? And what's worse, you don't even know where it went. Don't worry, it happens to all of us at one time or another, right? Yep, yawn. Fortunately, we already have what we need within us, as Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said at age 93. We have what we need to fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me at age 93. So Charles, you can do it, we can do it. Later in the service, Reverend Danny will tell more about the power of zeal and how we can use it to change our fizzle into enthusiastic sizzle. But first, I have a few announcements. In case you missed the update in our newsletter, the minister search team has received 2 applicants and is in the process of reviewing the second applicant's credentials. If you are interested in how Unity of Gainesville is currently being promoted and how we compare to others on the search path, you can click on the link that was provided in last Thursday's newsletter, or go to our website and find that. Please keep in mind that Unity of Gainesville is on the other side of the interviewing process as well. So it is imperative that we maintain a solid financial standing, as well as continue to demonstrate our core beliefs, mission, and vision. Let us affirm the right and perfect minister is available and will be hired at the right and perfect time, and so it is. As of October 8th, the HVAC fundraiser has received $5,900, woohoo, from congregants expressing their love for our church home and leading the way in being good stewards of our church home. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. If we use almost all the funds, approximately $5,000 from our designated maintenance reserves, we're only $1,100 from the $7,000 balance needed to fund the project. Please note that the board is dedicated to being good stewards of our finances, and our intention is to keep our maintenance reserves intact. Again, the financial status of Unity of Gainesville will be reviewed by those considering serving as our next spiritual leader. So let's do what we can to build rather than deplete our financial stability. Thank you, everybody, for digging deeply into your treasure and trusting the prosperity principle along with us. The AC doctors quote for replacing the 2 HVAC units is around $12,000, and that quote is good until October 27th. So we will use that as our timeline of when all that good abundance will be complete. And we will continue to pray and affirm all that's good for Unity of Gainesville. Now, the YFAM update is they will be having the Fall Virtual Festival on Friday, October 15th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. this Friday. This will be a lot of fun for the Uniteens, and information on how to register is found on the YFAM page of our website. Also, the Fall Rally for 2021 is coming up in November 12th through the 14th. And the registration deadline for the Fall Rally, even though it's in November, today is the deadline. So make sure you have, if you know of somebody who's interested, check the Unity website or talk to Helen Bond. I think all the people involved in youth ministry are familiar with Helen and can get in touch with her to get registered today. How many times have I mentioned our website? That's where everything can be found. And there it is on your screen, unityofgainesville.org. You can check the calendar for any of the upcoming events. And the website has been upgraded, so you may find it a little different in how you navigate it, but make yourself familiar with it. It'll be worth your time for sure. Okay, if there's anybody here virtually for the first time, I'd like to give you a special welcome. I'm glad you found us and hope you enjoy this service and you'll be blessed by it. I'd like to share with you what I really love about Unity of Gainesville. I really love the love that is about Unity of Gainesville. You know, everybody individually has their own way of expressing their love for each other and for our church home as well. That's been demonstrated by the generous support for our fundraiser and for all the volunteers that show up and do what they can in any way that they demonstrate their love, and on the prayer chain as well. We all truly love each other and care for each other. And that, to me, that's very special here. That being said, I'd like to invite Kristen to share her next song with us, Shine On.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is a great song that I've found, and hope you enjoy. Wherever you go, whatever you do, don't ever forget there's someone who believes in you. When you're lost and weary, follow your heart, 'cause you have a gift, you're one of a kind. God put you on this earth so you could shine. You don't have to be afraid of the dark. Shine on, light up the world with your love, with faith and desire. You can build a fire. Shine on, let your dreams keep burning. there will be doubts, there will be those who lie and let you down. When you just have to rise above it all, over the tears, over the pain, look for the rainbow out in the pouring rain. Like a ray of sun at the crack of dawn, shine on, light up the world where you love with faith and desire. You can build a fire, shine on, let your dreams keep burning strong. Oh, shine on. There's a star in every one of us, waiting to be born. Take that chance, dance that dance, it's what you waited for. Shine on, light up the world with your love, with faith and desire. You can build a fire, shine on, let your dreams keep burning strong. Oh, shine on, light up the world with your love, with faith and desire. You can build a fire, shine on, let your dreams keep burning strong. Shine on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kristen, for those wonderful inspirational words in that music of yours. Good morning. My name is LaVon Hoagland, and I am one of the prayer chaplains here at Unity of Gainesville. Joy. Joy shows up in my life in unexpected ways. Like this morning, my kitties came to visit me and for some kitty time, and I just gave them a hug and I said, "You are the joy of my morning." Our daily word for today is joy. Our affirmation, a growing awareness of God's presence is my greatest joy. Awakening from a restful sleep, I give thanks for the new day and all the people who will be part of it. Although I cannot know what will happen as this day unfolds, I remind myself that everything and everyone might lead me to a deeper awareness of God. This growing awareness is my greatest joy. Even if the day includes less than happy experiences, I will know the quiet joy and comforting strength of the peaceful presence of God that is with me always. I will rejoice today in being alive, able to think, to feel, to appreciate the sights, sounds, and aromas that fill my environment. I will discover joy anew as I recognize each person I meet today as a unique expression of the wonder of God. From Psalms 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. A list of the ways you may make prayer requests are available on our website. And one of them is to call the office and leave your request for prayer. We are very glad to pray with you. You may also use the free You Pray app from Silent Unity on your smartphone. Now, please join me in praying over the requests which have been placed on our prayer list. And you may speak softly the names or situations of those who are on your heart that you would like to place into this sacred space, that they may be supported with prayer. You may do that at this time. We know for these names, spoken and unspoken, that God is the active energy of life, love, health, and peace. As we release this prayer to the energy of the divine, we know and affirm that all is working for the highest and best in all conditions. And so it is. Amen. So I would like to now invite Reverend Danny for him to present his message, Get Up and Go. Reverend Danny.
Yes, good morning, everyone. It's good to be back at Unity of Gainesville. And as always, I give thanks and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you. So let's get started here. You know, the different hobbies I've tried over the years, I have to say cooking is my favorite. Since I'm the primary cook in our home, however, I think I should explain that statement. For me, there are at least two kinds of cooking, and they're very distinct. There's the I need to get dinner on the table by X time type of cooking. And then there's the, oh man, I really like that recipe I saw. I cannot wait to try it. So when I say cooking is my favorite hobby, I'm talking about the second one, okay? I can do the first one. I really like doing the second. And it's usually a Saturday thing for me because that's when I'm able to slow down, take my time, and enjoy the creative process, at least most of the time. I enjoy researching recipes or watching them on television, you know, picking one or two out, getting everything together in my kitchen workspace. And if it's a dinner recipe, I enjoy pouring a glass of robust red wine, putting on earbuds, and I have smooth jazz playing. I relax, and then I create. Sometimes the final creation is beautiful, and sometimes it resembles something from a cheesy horror film. 99% of the time, however, it is quite edible, or at least doesn't cause digestive distress. And then there are the folks on Food Network. People like Rachel Ray, for example. Now, some of you may remember Rachel from her 30-minute meals show or her syndicated TV program, The Rachel Ray Show. Now, Rachel is not a formally trained chef, and she is still incredibly talented. And she's impossibly perky as she zips around the kitchen, slicing, dicing, boiling, baking, chatting, all while putting together some really good meals in 30 minutes or less. And it's all done with that same energetic smile on her face. Now, I'm pretty sure being in front of the camera sort of informs part of that perky presentation. At the same time, you can't really fake that kind of passion for your craft. I, on the other hand, do not zip around my kitchen with a bubbly personality and a smile on my face all the time, like Rachel. If I happen to be zipping around the kitchen, it's because something is burning. I usually move slowly, deliberately. I check my recipe. I play with seasoning amounts because, I mean, really, have you ever seen one of those recipes that says, add 1/2 a clove of garlic? Does that even exist? I mean, what is 1/2 a clove of garlic? Throw 3 or 4 in there, right? So I play with the seasonings. I try to clean as I go so I can enjoy dinner without worrying about cleanup after. And of course, enjoy my music and my beverage of choice. I'm sure each of you can think of your own examples too. You know, these people that always seem to snap, crackle, and pop with zeal while we, well, don't. So does that mean we don't have zeal? Does that mean we had it and we lost it? Is contagious energy, bright smiles, and a bubbly personality the only evidence of zeal? The answers, as the old commercials say, just may surprise you. So let's get started with zeal. What is the power of zeal? The short definition from the book Power Up Your Life is the power to be enthusiastic and passionate, inspire, motivate, and excite. And that's a good and right to the point definition too. Still, I really like this quote from Charles Fillmore regarding the power of zeal. Zeal is the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planet on its course. To be without zeal is to be without the zest of living. Zeal and enthusiasm incite to glorious achievement in every aim and ideal that the mind conceives. Zeal is the impulse to go forward. A bit wordy? Sure. I think Charles tended to be kind of a wordy guy sometimes. Inspiring? I certainly think so. And I also think of this definition as an example of the power of zeal manifesting through Charles Fillmore's words. And of the 12 powers, zeal is, I think, the most volatile. And I say that because zeal is an energy, and it's an energy that is potentially explosive as it makes connections with new and different possibilities. Consider this. How many times have any of us heard a talk, read a book, participated in spiritual discussions, or simply listened to some music and had one of those V8 moments? A flash of insight, an aha moment, something, for whatever reason, just clicks. And we feel this wonderful excitement building within us. And that whatever reason, I believe, could be the power of zeal manifesting in our lives. Zeal is impulsive, it's vibrant, it's spirited, and a bit impatient sometimes. Zeal has been compared by some to that initial blast off we witness when a rocket is launched into space. I see zeal as that let's do this thing of the 12 powers. And that can be wonderful. It's a great thing. And it can be potentially troubling too. See, a person whose zeal is coming from an egocentric position may be overzealous and impulsive in negative ways. These types of folks tend to be compulsive, ruthless in some cases, and overly ambitious. They can come across as pushy, insincere, and phony. These are the folks we might call ladder climbers in their respective careers. Now, I want to be clear here. It's perfectly fine and admirable to work hard, to desire and to work hard for success in our chosen fields, whatever they may be. Perfectly fine, very admirable. Ladder climbing, however, is different. Ladder climbers tend to step over and on anyone and everyone they perceive as standing between them and the top of their respective ladder. We have the other end of zeal too, and that's underdeveloped zeal. And these are the folks who have little zest for life. In other words, their get up and go has got up and went. And what's even more sad here is they appear to have little interest in trying to find it. Yes, sometimes they start projects, yet rarely see them through to completion. Now, before I go further here, I want to point out that sometimes what we call underdeveloped zeal may have some underlying challenges, some emotional challenges, perhaps anxiety or depression. And if that's the case, I really urge people to consider, therapy, support groups, and even properly administered medication, if that is the case, because sometimes it is. And there are other options to try as well. So if you feel like your get up and go has got up and went, or if you just aren't feeling a zest for much of anything in our lives, and perhaps it isn't depression or anxiety, what are some ways to activate that power of zeal, which, by the way, is always with us? Maybe dormant, but it's there. Well, Power Up Your Life has a neat acronym for this challenge, and they call it HEAT, H-E-A-T. First, H. H is honor your uniqueness. Now, I define honor your uniqueness as being authentic, even when it might make some folks a little uncomfortable. As the old saying goes, you do you, and do it to the best of your ability. Or, as Oscar Wilde reminded us, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. E is eliminate old beliefs, habits, and assumptions that block your good. This ties into the power of release. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. The power of release is the subject of next month's talk from me. So set your calendars for November the 7th. End of commercial. A, adopt a bias for action. That is, do something positive. Choose growth. Surround yourself with people who energize you and distance yourself from those who drain you. I know sometimes we can't do that, especially if we're still working or we're in certain situations, but do it as often as you can. And finally, T, temper your zeal with wisdom. Now, that last one probably needs a little more explanation. Unity teaches that the 12 powers are most effective when working together. And zeal is a prime example of this teaching. Now, earlier I said zeal can be compared to that initial blast off of a rocket. After a bit of time, however, other systems must take over for that rocket to continue its journey. As initial zeal starts to wane, and it will, we activate the power of strength to continue our journey, to stay the course. Zeal gets us started. Strength keeps us going. We employ power and will as well to keep us moving forward. Here are a few examples. Have you ever started a new eating plan, a new exercise routine, a new spiritual discipline? You went out, you bought the food, you bought the exercise clothes and equipment, the book, the journal, you signed up for the class, everything started off great. You had blast off. And then the sizzle started to fizzle. Yeah, we've all done it. Or at least I know I have. And it's not the end of the world either. It does become an issue, however, if we can't settle on anything, or if we can't complete anything we start. Now, this could be an indication that our power of zeal is in great shape, yet our powers of strength, power, and will may need some attention. Another way to activate our power of zeal is to take a little time and consider those activities which we enjoy, our strongest skills, our favorite books and quotes and music, etc. Consider what makes us feel most alive. What are those activities that just bring you energy and joy? For me, those activities are speaking and teaching and writing and cooking. And not always in that order. Then after, narrowing down your list of activities, affirm those activities. Find ways to participate and experience those activities. And I want to point out here that some people feel that they have to make those activities their career or their life's work. Sometimes you can. Sometimes it isn't possible. It's not required, though, to activate the power of zeal. Just find what makes you feel most alive and then find ways to do it. Activating our power of zeal in these ways can also lift our spirits when we have to deal with other life responsibilities for which we feel little excitement, yet are necessary for us to handle. The mundane day-to-day things that we have to do that we really don't like, getting zeal and excitement from those other activities we enjoy can carry over and help us, at least tolerate or to do that which we need to do on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't seem as bad. Now, up until now, I've talked a lot about the excitement and high energy expressions of zeal. And those are valid expressions too. They are not, however, the only expressions of zeal. I want you to think of someone who has inspired you in some way. And I'm not necessarily talking about a great spiritual guru or anyone particularly famous. Although it could be, it doesn't have to be. Maybe it's a family member or a friend. Perhaps it's an everyday person you read about or you saw on the news or social media. Maybe it's somebody in your church or somebody in your community you've noticed who, in their own quiet way, inspires you. They inspire you to live from your best and your highest self. And there are no huge fireworks from this inspiration. There's no splitting of the clouds and the choirs of angels singing or anything like that. It's simple inspiration. Something touches you deep inside. Something gives you the impulse to move forward in some area of your life. And then you do it. Folks, that is the power of zeal too. Just without all the bells and whistles. One more thing. Don't ever underestimate your potential to inspire and motivate others. Sometimes you don't have to say or do much of anything. You just be you and live your best life. And that in itself can inspire others. Don't be afraid to turn up the heat. In other words, honor the unique expression of God that is you. Eliminate that which no longer serves your best and highest self. Adopt a bias for action. And temper that wonderful zeal with wisdom and the other powers as well. So as Kristen prepares to lead us into a time of meditation, I encourage all of us to activate our power of zeal. Find that which inspires, heals, encourages, and challenges us to grow into the highest and best expressions of ourselves that is possible. And when we do that, as the old Nike slogan reminds us, just do it. And yes, we can. And so it is.
There's only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now. There's only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now. Ooh. There's only one love. This love is God's love. This love is perfect. This love is my love now. There's only one love. This love is God's love. This love is perfect, this love is my love loud. Ooh, there's only one dream. This dream is God's dream. This dream is perfect. This dream is my dream now. There's only one dream. This dream is God's dream. This dream is perfect. This dream is my dream now.
So as we move into this time of meditation, I encourage you, wherever you are, to find a comfortable position, whether it's sitting or lying down. Settle into your comfortable position, grounding yourself in whatever way that works for you. Closing your eyes or holding a soft gaze. For just a moment, focus on the breath. Taking a deep cleansing breath in and then releasing it out. And as thoughts continue to flow through your mind, just let them be, let them pass. Enjoy this moment. Relax into the power of this present moment. And as you continue to breathe, just normal breathing in and out. I encourage you to think of a person or an activity, something, anything that inspires you. Doesn't have to be anything grand. It can be as simple as doing the laundry. Think of how that activity, think of how that person inspires you. What is it about that that ignites the joy and the zeal and the positive energy in your life? And as you continue to breathe, feel that joy, feel that zeal building in your feet, rising through your body. Feel that zeal expanding your heart. Moving upward. All the way through the tops of your head, and that energy just, and light and love just beaming forth from you. Feel that zeal in this quiet moment. Know that you are whole. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are beloved. Know that you are indeed blessed. Let your light shine as a blessing to others. And so it is.
There's only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now. There's only one life. This life is God's life. This life is perfect. This life is my life now.
Wow. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Reverend Danny. Oh, thank you for igniting our power of zeal. There's only one life. This is my life. And we can do with it what we choose. And grab hold of that zeal and that motivation. Oh, beautiful. Next week, we're going to have Reverend Jesse Harriet back with us. And Jennifer Farron is going to be our musician. Now I'd like to invite you to contribute your financial love and support to the spiritual community that we call home. You may use your smartphone to text and give, or click on the donate button on our website, in addition to the more traditional ways of donating through mailing your checks into the church. Please know that every gift is important and very much appreciated. And the energy of your love carries us forward and helps Unity of Gainesville make a difference in people's lives. So take your gifts, that either imagine them or that you know that you're making. Hold your hands over your hearts and let's set our intention for our giving. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive. I give in love and receive in abundance. Thank you, God. I am so blessed. So, Kristen, you have another song for us, Your Love.
Your Love. So this is a song I wrote. It's called Your Love. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Your strength keeps my spirit soaring, flying. Through you, I can do anything. Spirit, you're my source, my prosperity. Your joy keeps my eyes smiling brighter. Your peace keeps my heart open wider. Through you, I can be anything. Spirit, you're my source, my prosperity. God, the giver of plenty, you speak, ask, and you shall receive. Take me my joy, my peace. God, you are, oh God, you are my gift, my joy. It's ain't a soul like me. God, you are my source, my prosperity. Thank you, guys.
Let us bless these gifts, knowing they come from love and gratitude to bring abundance to this community in order to be of spiritual service according to divine will. And so it is. Amen. So we're going to bring this service to a close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this morning. It's been a wonderful service, and you've been that special part of it. Thank you.